Today's thought of the day: believe in yourself. Easier said than done, because if you've come from a disadvantaged family, a disadvantaged background where you didn't get safe, consistent love, where you weren't encouraged, where in fact you were put down, you were ridiculed, you were told you won't amount to much, then believing in yourself can feel very, very tricky. And in fact, you're more likely to believe in others. You're more likely to trust in others and ignore and override your own intuition, your own knowledge, your own inner wisdom. And so it can be a journey to begin to take steps to believe in yourself. And that is what I'm all about. Because often underlying not believing in ourselves is a sense of unworthiness. We are not worthy. And ultimately, that's worthlessness. And worthlessness is hard to identify. However, you'll notice your behavior if you're someone who tolerates nonsense, if people use you, abuse you, and you have long-winded excuses and justifications, and you allow them back in your life, if you allow them to violate, it's highly likely that you have some worthlessness beliefs going on there in your unconscious, your subconscious. And I, as a therapist, will passionately, delicately help you to understand what that's about. And that's sometimes where we have our own behaviors and we find it a little bit bizarre, like, why do I do that? And like I said, I probably said it yesterday, I always find that there's a rational explanation for irrational behavior. And as a therapist, I often encounter experiences, help people to understand how worthlessness is shaping and holding them back from living their best life. And so if you've got New Year's goals this year and you want to do new you, new me, new year, new me psychology, then if feelings of worthlessness are governing your life, then it's highly likely your dreams and ambitions will be sabotaged. Not in all instances, but this is probably more likely for my empath crew, my kind, sensitive hearts out there. We have to be careful of worthlessness because it can influence us having a fear of success, but it can also influence us screwing ourselves over and selling ourselves short and being distracted, taken away from the things that are good for us. It can also mean we reject things that are good for us. We can reject compliments. Compliments can make us feel uncomfortable because for whatever reason we didn't receive those compliments in our younger years, so we don't grow in confidence with them. And if that speaks to you, if you're someone who's wanting to change your life and you're baffled by your experience, go to my bio, schedule in a call with me, and let's get to understand what may have happened with you, why you're living your life the way you are, and how to take steps to change. Now, for some reason, people are scared to talk to me. I don't know what that's about. But you know what? Your fear is holding you back. Your fear is holding you back. I am passionate about helping you to understand why we do things, why we hold ourselves back, why we settle for less. And so when you get to understand the why, we dig down. Yeah, we dig down. We get to the root cause. But then when you can understand why, what I hope will happen in time as you begin to notice and clock your behavior is that you start to make informed choices. Because remember, when we're not making informed choices, we're just going with the flow, and then we don't know how it happened. Oh, I don't know how it happened. Well, I can show you, because we break it down step by step, flow by flow, and I help you understand how you're making choices that put you in situations where you don't want to be. But if you ain't woke, you won't know that, and you'll think things just happen. Sister Queen, Brother King, it don't go like that. We actually absolutely create them, and we create our reality by the vehicle of our choices. And this is most definitely what I'm going to promote to you, is that we are making choices that ultimately shape our reality and can influence our misery. But at the same token, it can also influence our joy. So what about you? Do you believe in yourself? And fret not if you don't, because difficult things may have happened to you, and it's understandable why. And it may also be understandable why your friends won't understand. People won't get it, and they'll judge you and criticize you and give you their advice and can't quite understand why you just don't do X, Y, Z. But the reality is, often when we don't believe in ourselves, we believe in everybody else. We put them on pedestals, and we are looking outside of ourselves. And my ambition, should you choose me to be your therapist, is I'm going to help you to understand all of that, and we're going to go within and we're going to start to look at you, and I'm going to help you to understand you. And then my hope is you can make different choices, which ultimately means you start to change your life. Slow and steady wins the race. Take care of you, because if you don't, no one's coming to rescue you. You have to save yourself, and that's the truth.